And I got to ask about one other topic that's near and dear to me, and that's beer. One question I get all the time
near and dear to lots of people, apparently.
Why can't I just go to the corner store? I lived in Britain for 2 years before I came back to take this job. In a tiny village, I could go across the street to my Spar store and buy a six-pack or a bottle of wine. Why can't I do that here? Why do we have this ridiculous system? Why do we have this system that's coming that is so hard to understand and so weird? Why not just open it up?
Well, okay, so we're not starting from a blank slate, right? We've got a system, we've got a distribution system in place in Ontario that has built up over years. I mean, talk about regulations that have been built up over years. Our alcohol distribution system is rooted in all sorts of things, including our Presbyterian background,
right.
So we're working with the system that exists. And one of the challenges is that if we blow up that distribution system, we actually run the risk of increasing the cost of your beer. Because if you look at other jurisdictions that have a less efficient distribution network, that's actually what happens. So we're trying to protect that distribution system because it protects the cost to consumers, and at the same time broaden it so that it is more rational. If we were establishing the alcohol distribution system today, would it look the same? Of course it wouldn't. But the people of Ontario, I get equal number of emails saying that you should make it more open to you shouldn't be doing what you're doing.
Right.
I mean, it's
but it seems kind of weird. We're having a discussion about legalizing marijuana. And God help us if we ever try and get that into stores, corner stores. I mean, we can't even figure out.
So the emails I get on that is that it should just go into the LCBO.
Well, there you go. But I mean, really, do you think you're going to see a day? You're a lot younger than me, so in your lifetime,
no, I'm
are
not.
you going to see? Are we going to see a day where I can walk across the street to my 7-Eleven or wherever and buy a six-pack? Do you think we'll see that day in Ontario?
Well,
say yes, please.
Not under my. Not on my watch, you won't. But who knows? At some point you might. But there's not social license for that at this point. There just isn't.
Okay.
And we can have a debate about that. Here's one of the conversations we haven't had in this country, quite frankly, but in this province for sure. We have not had a discussion about how we're doing on the alcohol front. How are we doing with the kids with their backpacks with the
binge drinking and everything else.
Yeah. And so that's the other side of it. And I don't mean to sound like my Presbyterian ancestors, although it would be inconsistent. My staff will know if I didn't. That's a conversation that we have to have. I don't think it's related to the distribution particularly, but I think it's the reason that we get just as many emails saying don't open it up, there's too much alcohol, as we do saying open it up, give it to me everywhere.